Nance, Nance, do you want to say anything?
No, I'm good, Terry. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a student on this one, and I'm really happy that we're recording.
Yeah, let me tell you, you guys, everybody just get a pen and paper, take some notes, but we are recording it. So I'm sure you're going to want to replay it. It's a lot of information. So again, it's social media tips. So it's really interesting when you look at social media, there's some strong rules on this and some mistakes. So based on all the information, we did two Zoom trainings on generational marketing. Now it's like, okay, you have all that information. What do you do with it? So the first thing is if you don't have a plan in place, that's a huge mistake. And not being clear about the short term and long term goals. It's like your goals in this business, right? What do you want to do? What levels do you want to reach? And how often do you want to hit those marks? And not getting the basics right first. So today we're going to share some basics. And then you have to be able to measure, just like when you set up your goals and your daily method of operation with your collectibles business here, is you have to be able to measure what you're doing. Number 5 is expecting too much in a short period of time. You guys have to realize that you have to build a relationship on social media. You can't expect that you're going to post something on a Monday and Tuesday you're going to have all these people wanting more information. And 6 is no idea which platforms or ideal customers. And we have that, right? You already have that information, and hopefully you've figured out of all the generations which ones are your targets and where they hang out. And you need to have quality content. So today we're going to share with you some quality content and being disappointed and giving up too early. Again, a lot of people do that. And number 9 is trying to do it yourself when you don't like social media. Some of the things that I'm going to explain to you today, you're going to not want to do. And you have to be honest with yourself. How are you going to achieve your goals? You have to put your goals in place, and then how are you going to achieve them? And then thinking that everybody can do social media. You can't. Not everybody can do this. Some people want to hire people. You can certainly do that, or you can start slow. And I think that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's discuss strategies for social media optimization. You want to reach more people and increase the engagement. So the first thing we're going to look at is Facebook. Your personal page versus your business page. Now, I'm not even sure that you guys know about business pages, but it's recommended that if you're going to do business on Facebook, it's recommended that you set up a business page. And this is going to be strictly for your collectibles business. A business page offers additional features tailored for business use, such as insights, advertising, and it gives you access to the Facebook marketplace. If you're going to do your collectibles business, you don't want to do it on your personal page. Optimize profile and cover photos. Now, this is something, again, we're only talking about your business. You want your business to have a logo and a professional photo that represents what your collectibles business is. Your cover photo should be eye-catching, and it should reflect the personality of the business that you want people to be attracted to. And you want to ensure that both photos are high quality and visually appealing to make it, it's your first impression. It's like when you hang your "I'm open for business." Posting strategies for engagement. You want to share high quality photos and videos of your collectibles. Now, I think a lot of you are doing that right now and a lot of you that have your iPhone, they take great videos. So you don't need something that's more expensive. You can just use your phone. And most people today, that's how they post their videos. And you want to create engaging captions that tell a story that are interesting to people. You want to utilize Facebook groups. So there's so many groups on Facebook. So you want to do your search and you want to find groups that are related to collectibles or hobbies, whatever you want to appeal, like whatever group you're going after, I'm sure they're already there. So you want to align yourself with them and you want to participate in group discussions. You want to share your expertise. And remember, nobody knows who we are. They don't know what Collect Direct is. They don't know that there's a home-based business that you can share collectibles, whether it's comic books or toys or sports-related items. You want to totally avoid spamming people in these Facebook groups. That's the one way you're going to get kicked out, and the one way people are going to want nothing to do with you if you're just in there spamming and trying to sell something. You can advertise on Facebook, and there's options for that. You can boost post, you can put carousel ads, you can do video ads that reach your targeted market. And you can consider using Facebook ads to do a special promotion. Like right now, we have March Madness. So you could have a special ad right now promoting March Madness and the collectibles that you can get, buy one, get one. You can use Facebook to target a narrow audience based on a demographic. So let's just say that you want to set up your own card show and you're in Birmingham, Alabama. You could just target people in Birmingham, Alabama that are interested in that. Posting in Marketplace. Now, I don't know if a lot of you know about Marketplace, but every age group is shopping in Marketplace, where not every age group is using Facebook, but more and more of the different generations are looking for items to buy at a cheaper price, and they're going to Marketplace. So you can post your collectibles for sale on Marketplace. It gives you more visibility. The thing with Marketplace is it's really localized. So if you're in Birmingham, Alabama, and you're going to post on Marketplace, you're posting so that somebody meets up with you to purchase from you. So remember that when you're using it. And remember on Marketplace that you use accurate listings, and you want to make sure that the photos are clear and the description is clear. And then monitor this. Make sure that you don't post on Marketplace and then forget about it. Now, one of the things that will happen is you'll get alerts, and the alerts will come in your messenger. So just make sure if you do post that you're watching that. So on Facebook, you want to tell a story, right? You want to promote a product launch. You want to do a demo and highlight an event that you attend. And that's a card show maybe you're going to, or when we start doing Collect Direct events, you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to show that, especially on your lives. You want customer testimonials. You want educational content and milestone achievements. Something else that I want all of you to remember is that you're all competing, yes, but you're all working together. So if somebody's going to go out there, let's just say Nancy is out on Facebook. All of you guys want to like and share Nancy's stuff, just like Nancy wants to do the same for you. Because what it does is the more you can promote each other, the more you're going to be familiar and people are going to start looking at Collect Direct. Another thing you can do is you can set up your own group on Facebook, right? So when you look at that, you're going to provide value for customers. You're going to create a group that's going to tailor to what they're looking at. So if it's sports memorabilia, you're going to do something that's all about sports, right? You want to give them learning and ideas and engagement tools. And you want to maybe do a watch party. Let's just say you ordered something and you're excited to do a box opening, and you're going to do a watch party for, I'm so excited that I have this new order coming in and I've ordered special cards, and at 3:00 today, we're going to do unboxing and customer support community, and then a feedback form. There's so much you can do on these groups. But again, if you're going to implement any of these strategies to leverage the Facebook platform, you have to make sure that you're connecting with your audience, that you're driving your engagement, and that you're being thoughtful in everything you do. And that's something that I tell you on everything that you're doing, make sure that you're thoughtful, right? Because people are going to remember what you do, and you want to be out there giving them good content. Now let's look at Instagram. So Instagram for business it's visually driven, and it's ideal for showcasing your collectibles. So Instagram is more visual than Facebook is, because there's over 1 billion active users on Instagram. So it offers you a vast audience of significant potential business people right? So this is where you want to make sure that you have a business account set up, because it's going to leverage your post, your stories, your reels, your Instagram TV, and you're going to be able to advertise effectively on this. Creating an Instagram business profile. So you want to set up, just like we do with Facebook, a dedicated Instagram business profile. This is going to just be for your collectibles business. You want to make sure that it's a complete profile with a photo, a bio, your contact information, and important details about your business. So again, you're promoting two things, your collectibles and a home-based business. So make sure when you set your goals that you know what you want to do. How many times a week you want to discuss the business? How many times a week you want to put up the visuals? You really have to plan this out. And you want to use relevant keywords and hashtags in your bio to optimize your discoverability, right? And to attract your audience. Crafting engaging posts and stories. So again, high quality photos and videos are very important, because, you know, when you're on Instagram, you want something that really is going to catch your attention. So if you have a photo that's all blurry or you can't really see it, no one's going to look at it. So especially in what we're doing, the collectibles business, you want to make sure that you're using really high quality photos, and you want to experiment with different content. You have carousel posts and product showcases and behind the scene footage, right? So a lot of times what Dave is out there on Collect Away posting these videos and things, you see how engaging his stuff is. Well, if you're going to do something and promote your business, you want to be engaging and exciting. You don't want to be on doing like a live or a video and not be super excited about this, because who's going to be interested? Would you be interested if somebody was telling you something about a product or something fun and they were like not very happy? This is an exciting business that we're in. It's a one of a kind. It's a category creator. So you have to make sure that you're getting that out to the public so that they get excited and they want to learn more. You want to leverage hashtags and tagging. Again, hashtags are so important. And today we're not going to go into that because that's a whole nother training, but there are websites you can go to help you find your hashtags. And you want to tag relevant accounts, including collectors, right? So you want to make sure that when you're on Instagram, before you set up your business account, look around, see who's on there right now that's doing toys, doing comic books, doing sports. Find your audience, and then you want to make sure that you tailor what you're doing to that audience. Building a community through engagement. So again, this whole community thing, we talk about this with the members of this company. We're building a community of like-minded individuals. So in the collectibles world, there's already a group out there that's what they think about, right? They're out there buying the toys and like the Funko Pops. I never even knew what a Funko Pop was until I started doing the research for the magazine. And then I learned, oh my God, there's all these people that are collecting these things. And comic books. It's funny, there's a comic book store right down the street from us. I've driven past it for 6 years and never noticed it until I got involved with Dave with Collect Direct. So there's so much out there, and it's a community. So if you're going to be on Instagram, you want to build a community. And you do that by you're commenting on other people's that are, let's just say you're doing a comic book, right? You're going to focus on comic books. You want to find other Instagram accounts that are doing comic books, and you want to make sure that you comment on them. And then if somebody comments on your post, make sure you respond to them. Show appreciation, right? Because if somebody's taken the time to comment on your post, they've at least spent the time looking at it. So that's what you want to make sure that you make sure that you always engage. Explore Instagram Reels and Instagram TV. So a lot of people, this is all new to us, right? So you want to make sure that you're experimenting with your Reels and your shorts, that you're doing entertaining videos, that you're showcasing your collectibles, that you're demonstrating how this business works, and you're sharing fun things about Collect Direct. That's what's really important. Again, Everything that you're doing should be well planned out. And you want to make sure that on the Instagram TV, that it's a little bit longer format of the videos. So you could do tutorials, you could talk in depth about if you're collecting sports cards, you could talk in depth about those sports cards and hold the sports card up and say when it was, this player and the year and any information. Dave is great at that. I mean, he knows every player, all their stats. People want to know that, especially if they're in that community. Instagram ads and sponsored content. So you want to consider running ads to reach a broader audience, but this goes back to your planning, right? So it's one thing to plan out what you're going to post every day of the week or 3 times a week. But if you're going to invest money, you really need to plan out where those investment dollars are going to be spent. And you want to explore sponsored content collaborations with influencers. Again, you find the influencers by research. And then you want to measure your success with Instagram insights. So you want to track your analytics. Don't just go out there and throw it against the wall and hope it sticks and not research it, right? So if you're going to test Reels, for example, see how many people looked at it. And all those analytics are available to you with a business account. And you want to measure the success with these insights, right? You always want to look at, is it working? Is it not working? And it's important, again, if you're going to commit to doing this, you have to commit for the full life of this project. So here's some ideas on the content. You want photos, you want videos, you want stories, reels, Instagram TV, carousels, live videos. And the live videos could be the unboxing, right? When you're getting something that comes in the mail and you're holding it up and you're like, I'm so excited to see, this is a mystery. I don't know what I'm going to get today. And make it fun. So that's the live videos. And if you've never done a live before, it can be a little, I don't know, you could get anxious with it if you've never done it because you don't want to screw up. But remember, everybody does this. So you're not going to be perfect 100% of the time. So on Instagram, here's some of the things. People like human faces. They love food. So people say, how does that relate to collectibles? You could be going to a card show and they have a hot dog stand, right? And you can say, oh, the world's best hot dog is at this card show. Got to be creative, everybody. Animals. Everybody loves animals. If you post something about your dog or your cat, everybody looks at it. Inspirational quotes. And look at the, landscaping, real-time trends, and historical. So this is Michael Jordan, right? So historical should be really easy for us to do because there's so much history with what we're doing. Sports, so much history. Toys, so much history. Comic books. Look at the different eras. Again, I knew that there was nothing about comic book eras until we did the magazine. And then I researched it and found out that there's eras in comic books. So when you look at that, there's so much information available to you right now that you could be building. So, and that's what I want you to look at is when you implement these strategies effectively, you can leverage the power of Instagram to showcase the collectibles, connect with your audience, drive engagement, and bring people to the home-based business. Remember, this has never been done before. So if somebody's out there and they have their own collectibles that they're doing just as a hobby, now, just like Dave did 35 years ago, they can turn that hobby into a business. Nobody else can offer that but us. This is something I want you to look at. If you're going to have a business profile, you have to make sure that you optimize it. You want a clear description. You want a call to action. You want a bio link. And you want action buttons. So you've got to look at this. This is all part of who you are to the world. This is your business. So you have to make sure that it's representing what you want people to know about you and your collectibles business. Now let's look at TikTok. Understanding TikTok and its audience. So TikTok is a popular short form video platform. A lot of us in our age group have never used TikTok. But I have a friend in another industry, and she said that she wasn't really successful until she went on TikTok and really understood it. So for TikTok, the audience, you have to make sure that you're entertaining and it's engaging. You want your demographics and your hobby consumers out there. You want to make sure that you're targeting them properly. Setting up a TikTok business account, just like Facebook, just like Instagram, TikTok, you have to set up a business account and it's totally separate. If you have a business, they're going to ask you business information. So that's what you have to look at. Do you have a legitimate business setup that you can do this? You want to create a business account because you're going to be able to see analytics and you're going to have advertising options that you don't have if you do not have a business account. And you want to make sure that you complete your profile with a catchy username, profile photo, engaging bio that reflects the brand of Collect Direct. You want to create compelling TikTok content. What this means is producing engaging and entertaining short form videos showcasing your collectibles. And again, if you're in the business right now, and let's just say you're collecting, I don't know, we'll talk about basketball since it's March Madness. You're collecting basketball cards or anything that's basketball related. That's what you want to showcase. And you want to show what you're doing. I love basketball and it's March Madness. And here's the latest cards that I just got from Collect Direct. So that's what you want to do. And you want to make sure that it's entertaining and exciting for people. You want to look at trends and challenges. So this is really by staying up to date on what's going on. So if there's something going on in the sports world, make sure that you can be relatable to that. And you can do challenges. And you want to make sure that, again, we're going to talk about hashtags, that they're relevant to the TikTok community. And you want to participate in challenges or create your own challenge, right? Find something that you can go out there on TikTok and be engaging and challenging to get more and more people to interact with you. And this is why we were going to talk about engaging with the community, because you want other TikTokers that they're looking at your entertaining video. You want them to engage with you because then you can start a conversation. Maybe they're going to be a customer. Maybe they're interested in a side hustle, because don't forget, a lot of the generations younger that's using TikTok, and a lot of them are looking for a side hustle, which is a home-based business. You want to collaborate with influencers. Right now, there's a lot of influencers out there. But just like we talked about on Instagram, you have to make sure that you're doing your due diligence and you're researching who's on TikTok that's doing, if you're doing cards, who's on TikTok right now that's a big sports card collector, or if you're doing comic books, who's on TikTok right now that's talking about comic books. You want to look at ads and promoted content. Again, we talked about this before. Just like you're planning out what you're going to do on TikTok, are you going to invest money in advertising? Because if you are, there you can target your specific group, your demographics, people with interest, and it's really focuses in. It's going to cost you money, but if you want to focus in and target a market, this is where you're going to do it. Again, if you have a business account, it's going to give you analytics. And analytics is the only way that you can measure what's going on. Are people looking at your video? If they are, where are they coming from? Because that's what's going to be important. So when you look at the different types of videos, you can look at in-feed, they're called in-feed native videos. They're 9 to 15 seconds. They're full screen, high impact, and they have call to actions. You can do a brand takeover. This supports static images and videos, and it's shown as the user opens the app. It directs users to a brand landing page or hashtag challenge on TikTok. Again, a lot of this sounds Greek to us. You got to research it. And that's why we're going to post the video again, and I'll have the PowerPoint slides for you to look at. Because if something is interesting to you, like branded lenses, what the heck does that mean? Well, research it. It's an interactive, fun, and immersive format. I had no idea until I put this together what it was. And it encourages users to communicate with each other. And then you have hashtag challenges. Again, if you've never heard of this, you've got to research it, because to leverage TikTok, you have to be creative. You have to do engaging videos that showcase the collectibles, showcase the home business opportunity that's here. You have to drive engagement. So if TikTok is what you want to do, please make sure that you research it. And it's as easy as going to Google and putting in, how do the videos work on TikTok, right? Or I'm interested in branded lenses. Then how does it work? You'll be able to find out. Now, the last one we're going to talk about is YouTube. So YouTube, again, for business, this is not your personal YouTube channel. It's the largest sharing platform globally. And it's a powerful tool to reach the vast audience. It builds awareness. That's why I want you all to work together. So if we know that Nancy's out there promoting something, go on to Nancy's and like it and make a comment. All it's going to do is boost everybody's business. So we have to work collectively as a team on social media. If you think about this, Collect Direct is new. It's a category creator. Nobody knows who we are. The only way they're going to know is by us being out there, liking, sharing, and working together. And yes, we're competing for the same people, but there's millions of people out there. The best way to get people involved in this business is to make it fun, be creative, entertaining, and build a community. And when you're doing your business, when you set up your business account, you want to make sure that it's a diverse range of content. Maybe you do a tutorial. Maybe you do an opportunity, right? You talk about, you show up your cards and you say, this is like the best thing I've ever seen. I've been collecting baseball cards since I was a little kid, and now I can make it a home-based business. Be creative. Establish a YouTube channel. So this is a channel just for your business. It's going to be descriptive. It's going to reflect your brand identity and the type of collectibles that you offer. So maybe you want 1 week, you're going to focus on comic books. The next week, you're going to focus on sports. Right now, I'd be focusing on March Madness and the excitement, right? We're getting ready for the drafts. So we're going to have the basketball drafts and the football drafts. I always love the draft day, right? To see who's going to which team. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but you have to know what's going on all around you. Look at the news. Look at if you're on your phone in the morning, see what's happening. Go to sports, go to comics. Find what your niche is going to be and make sure that you understand what's going on today so that you can talk about it. And you want to customize this channel, right? You want to make sure that your videos are in playlists, that you include links to your website and your social media. You want to make sure that you put your social media links on here. You want to create high quality video content. Again, everybody's using their phones because the new phones, the videos are amazing. So you want to make sure that it showcases, if you're doing your collectibles, that it showcases the collectibles that you're doing and your unique selling positions that you have on what you're doing. You want to experiment with different formats. You want a product demonstration. You want a collectibles. You want to showcase all of your collectibles. You want storytelling. Like Dave is really good at storytelling for all of his stuff. He'll hold something up and he has a short story about it. Well, if you've been collecting comic books since you were 10 years old, you've got your own stories. Remember, you're unique in what you're doing here. And if you're new to the collectibles business, talk about that. I never knew there was an opportunity that I could earn money collecting sports cards or collecting toys or collecting comic books. I'm so excited that I found this opportunity. Let me share it with you. So again, you want to be engaging. Optimize your videos with titles, description, and tags. So what this means is when you're doing your videos, a lot of people watch videos when they're at work. So just make sure that there's subtitles on all of your videos. And again, we talked about this, and I think, Nancy, you made a comment the last time. Make sure that the subtitles, the text is big enough, right? Because some older people or even people that wear glasses, if your type is too small and people can't read it, they're going to go right past the video. So again, we're back to being thoughtful. Make sure that the subtitles, people can read them, and use descriptive and compelling titles. Again, you're planning this out. So when you're planning what your video is going to be, you want to think what's going to appeal to the audience. And that's how you want to lay out the text on it and your compelling titles. Engage with viewers through comments and discussions. We're back to that. If people are going to comment, you better make sure that you're engaging with them, because if not, it's a lost opportunity. You want to encourage people to leave a comment, share their thoughts, ask questions. A lot of times people will go on to a video and they'll show something and they'll ask questions, and then people will comment below. If they comment, again, you want to make sure that you're responding to those comments. Monetize options on your YouTube. So this is if you're having ads or you're joining a YouTube partner program. It's leveraging channel memberships and merchandise generated reviews. Again, all new terminology for a lot of us. If YouTube is a marketplace for your business, make sure that you understand the marketplace and make sure that you're monetizing your videos strategically while providing value to your audience. It's so important. YouTube ads and sponsorship. Again, we're back to, if you're going to plan out a marketing program, you've got to decide how much money you want to spend. And let's just say you're looking at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. That's why when we talked about the generational marketing, there is no way possible, I don't care who you are, that you can be on 4 of these platforms and effectively market to whoever your audience is. And I remember somebody who, I won't mention his name, said he's just marketing to everybody. If you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to no one. You have to make sure you define the generation that you're going after, define where they hang out, and then make sure that your marketing strategy is well thought out and that you understand the platform. You want to track your performance with YouTube analytics. Again, you have to have a business account in order to have analytics. So you look at YouTube shorts, funny shorts, motivational, educational, and educational. Let's talk about the comic books again. Let's go back to the era. If you look at the magazine that we did, every era in the magazine world is discussed. Discuss that. People that don't know that there's comic book eras, discuss that. That's educational. It's something that I never knew. And then once I realized, oh my gosh, how interesting is that? Educate people. Product reviews, unboxing videos. People love to see people's excitement when they get something in the mail and they're opening it in front of everybody. And then a brand story. A brand story is like, how did you get involved in Collect Direct? It's a category creator. It's the only one out there, right? And if you've never heard of Collect Direct, maybe that's exactly what you thought when you never heard of Google or eBay. Well, just think 10 years from now, where were you when you first heard Collect Direct? And that's how I always like to relate it to. Google, eBay, what are those? We never had any idea. Nobody has any idea about Collect Direct. You have to educate them. Travel videos. People say, how can I do travel videos? Let's just say you're going to March Madness, you're in Cleveland, or you're going to see the Pittsburgh, because right now Pittsburgh Pirates are 6-1, and you're going to go to a Pittsburgh game. You're going to do a video about that. That's a short. I'm excited. I'm going back to my hometown. I'm going to see the Pirates play. You can create all that, and it's a write-off. I don't want to talk about tax, but if you're going to different sporting events and you're going to hand out postcards and you're there for business, then that's exciting too. So you want to be able to share all of this. And industry trends. Look at how much these players are getting right now. And I looked at, again, I'm a Pittsburgher, so I looked at all the different trades that the Steelers just did. It's exciting what's going on right now. There's a lot of movement in the NFL. There's 2 drafts coming up that we've already spoken about. The women's basketball has never been hotter. The last week's game with Caitlin Clark was the most watched female sports event in the history of sports events. And that's exciting stuff. And some of the retired male basketball players are saying that the women's basketball is more exciting than the men's. So that's exciting right now. So again, it's just trends. You want to make sure that you're leveraging whatever you're going to do on YouTube. You have to leverage it. Otherwise, don't do it. You want to make sure that you're effectively promoting your brand. Because if you're not, then why be there? Okay, so great ideas. Now what? Everybody's freaking out because I've shared so much information with all of you. What do you do? So I'm going to tell you how I make all my ads. Some of you are using Canva. Some of you have never heard of it. I love Canva. So there's a free version and there's a Canva Pro. And the Canva Pro is $14.99. It's a business write-off, everybody. So if you've never used Canva, you can start it. There's actually a training. So it's a design school. So Canva is the most amazing tool and it's so inexpensive. And they even have AI on there. So if you don't know what you want to do, you can just go on and plug it in. But you can go to the school and you can learn everything that's available to you at Canva. And at 15 bucks a month, it's amazing. How is it so cheap? They have millions of users on this. The end. So I hope all of you guys liked today. I hope, I'm sure your head's spinning. My head was spinning when I was writing all of this, but it's a lot. But I want you to understand that it's so important. I trained you on the generational marketing. That was the first step. Now let's look at this. Now, what do you do? That's why it's so important that you pick one or two, and that's where you hone in on what you're going to do.
Terri, thank you so much. That was so informative. And honestly, I love that you expressed to pick one or two, because people don't understand when you are really giving someone value, then you can't do that on multiple platforms. You can maybe do 2 platforms. If you're genuinely engaging and being a genuine person, which is where the power comes.
Yep.
You can't effectively do that on every single platform. You could dabble, but then like you said, you aren't focusing. If you're focusing on everybody, then you're dabbling in the business. And so all the information that you gave everybody here is so important. I also love the fact that you gathered it all together for us and just like fire hosed it to us today, which is good because we can come back and we can look at this and we can break it down. We can listen to all your suggestions that you made. And it was just so powerful. Thank you, Terri, for taking this time out on your Saturday and sharing with everybody. It's going to move us all forward.
Well, I just want us all to work together, right? That's what's super important about this. When you talk about building a community, the first community is us. And if we were getting everybody on our business pages and everybody's liking, that's the first communication that people are going to see. And if they don't know that you're all working together in the same business, right? So if everybody's liking and commenting, it's going to create more people, their awareness and their engagement. And I think that that's what's so important, that this community, because it's brand new, nobody knows about us. And I think we all have to stick together. And going back to fire hosing, right? It's always a good idea to pick one of the platforms first. Master that platform. And then if you want to pick a second, but never more than 2.
Well, and I've heard from so many business people recently, because there's so much adjustment going on different platforms. So many of them have really defaulted back to YouTube. I mean, it's a powerful platform. And I'm not making a suggestion. I'm not trying to influence anybody in one way or the other, because I mean, I'm at that generation that you are too, Terri, that Facebook is what we went with first. It was what we know. It was where we got back in touch with all the people that we used to know from our past. I mean, I remember when Facebook first started and Don said, like, I don't know what this is. So he was really resistant at first. And then he saw the business aspect of it. And then he was like, oh, okay, now I get it. But when he first saw it, he just saw it as a bunch of skeletons coming out of a closet instead of what it truly can be if you create what it needs to be. Like a business page is what you were explaining.
Well, and it's interesting too. I just saw something in the news last week that every age group is using Facebook Marketplace, right?
Yes.
Even the groups that don't hang out there because the economy, things are so expensive, they're going to Marketplace to refurnish their homes. Or there was two girls that just moved to a new apartment in New York, and they said, "Oh, we got a Marketplace because everything's so much cheaper." I'm like, "Oh my God." And they don't hang out on Facebook, but they hang out on Facebook Marketplace. So that's
Right.
a great place for you guys to really promote your collectibles. Really great.
And I know young people that are just starting out in their new home, they're using Facebook Marketplace almost exclusively to find what it is that they're looking for eyeballs there for furniture or other things. Whereas when we would start out, there was no Facebook Marketplace. You had to get aunts and uncles and cousins to give you their leftover furniture and piece it all together when you were creating your first home. And it's changed now for young people. They have these social media platforms where they can go and search for these items that you were talking about, and to have that opportunity to have those eyeballs is incredibly powerful. I know my mom will still talk to my kids on Facebook, and my kids literally say, "Grandma, you have to let me know when you send me a message on Facebook," because I don't actually look there, but they do go on there on Marketplace, like you had said.
And I just before we jump off, I want to talk about next Saturday. So Dave's got some amazing announcements next Saturday. He told me to make sure that I remind everybody that. I was super excited to get all this information out, right? Because it's like, even when I'm doing all this, like this research, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much work that goes into it. That's why I tell you guys, you have to be thoughtful and when you plan this out, because it's really, it's a plan. It's a total plan to say, okay, and you can do calendars, right? So another thing about Canva, which I love, is they have a calendar. So you can go onto the calendar and you can decide what you want to put in your, like, Mondays. I'm going to do motivational Mondays, and let's just say inspirational Thursdays. I always like that. And it was interesting. I did a training one time that they said, figure out a calendar for 30 days and do your calendar so that you're not doing post every night before it's got to be posted the next day. Right. So yeah, TT, I do Tip Tuesday too. I love Tip Tuesday. Right. And maybe your Tip Tuesday is about home-based business, whatever you want to do. And then you can go onto Canva and you create whatever you want the graphic to be. And then all you have to do is change the text inside of it. And then you can use, an AI if you want to even help coming up with your post and your hashtags. Simplify your workload because there's so much out there that you really want to define it. Otherwise, you're going to be drowning in it. And that's why I think Canva is just such a good tool. And the calendar that they have is just, it makes it easy for you, right? Because you have every Monday, every Tuesday, and you want to make sure, remember, we talked about the best time to post. So that generational marketing, I did that for a reason. And then this was next because the generational marketing told you who was on, where they were hanging out, what time they go there. And so you really have to be thoughtful when you put this plan together. This is a job. This is not a hobby. And if you're going to create it, do a hobby here, you're going to be paid like a hobby. If you want to work this like a business, we're giving you all the tools, all the training to help you build your business. So,
And sometimes, Terri, just making the commitment of the $14.99 a month to learn a new thing, like you were saying with Canva, is a call to action to actually step forward in place and be in business. Because so many of us say, yeah, we've started this. And have you really? Have you really started it? Because something like that is a tool that can really just ignite you and move you forward. So thank you so much, Terri, for all this information. It might be step 1A for somebody listening today to really light up their business.
And TT, you just asked a question. How do you find the calendar? It's if you just put in, you have to be careful because if you put in calendar, it's going to give you all different calendar graphics. So on the Facebook group, I'll send you the link on what you do. Because it's funny if I have it just saved because I get lost. If I just put calendar, it won't come up. So I have it saved on my toolbar. So it's always open. So, but I hope you guys got a lot out of today. I'm sure you're going to have to watch it a few times, right? Because even for me, I went over this I wrote it and then I went over it a couple times and I'm like, oh gosh, this is so much stuff. But again, for me, if I'm going after baby boomers, I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to look at that and I'm going to look at selling stuff on Marketplace because that's where people go of all age groups. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Dave, thanks for listening in. And thanks for being so good at really being a role model on your enthusiasm. Because I think if everybody is as excited as Dave is when he talks about, and if you look at if you're not on his Collect Away on Facebook, just go on there, get involved, listen to what he's doing, the excitement, how many people are engaging with him, because this is exciting and this is new. And everything I just explained to you guys, you have to be exciting. You have to want people to be interested and engaged. Just think about yourself. If you're on Facebook and something doesn't interest you, you're just going to whiz right by it. So I just want you all to think about that when you're deciding who your audience is. So thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. And remember, it's still March Madness. Great games today and great games tomorrow. Thanks very much, everybody. Bye-bye.